Hello, it is Monday morning, late March, and I'm currently doing the last overdubs on the Rice Marsh track, All Light Fades. So I thought I could walk you through the final overdubs that I wanted to do on the track. I've done loads of little ambient thingies, and now I wanted to record a little melody line for the start of the track. And my first instinct, as always, hardly surprising, would be to record it using my favourite instrument, the mellotron. And I thought I was going to use like the Chamberlain steel guitar or maybe the Vibes to give it kind of a, I don't know, floaty, tremolo-esque feel. But I decided in my weird state of Monday morning that I wanted to use another instrument instead, a different instrument. So I hooked up my Orchestron, and this is a Model A Orchestron, and it's a wonderful optical organ that plays discs. And what that means is that if, let's say, a mellotron plays tape, and these play film instead. So it's a bit like a analog CD. And there were 8 discs made, 8 solo sounds for the Orchestron. We had the, let's see if I can remember them. We've got the French horn, we've got the flute, we've got the cello, the violin, the vocal choir, the Hammond B3, the pipe organ, and the saxophone. I think I got them all right. It's a bit like remembering all the names of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You always forget one. Usually Raphael, I think. Anyways, the Orchestron originated from a wonderful instrument called the Optigan, which was a instrument aimed at the home organ market. And the way it works is the same thing with a optical disc, but you've got your solo instrument, usually a organ, and then you've got your auto comp section, like you might have seen on home organs and stuff like that. But this is a auto comp section with a bit of a kick, and it's because these are real instruments played by real people instead of electronic versions of them. You've got your drum loops up here. And the cool thing, of course, is that if you take a Optigan disc and you flip it upside down, ha 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 ha, and all the smart kids in YouTube land have already understood that, it goes backwards! Whee! Anyway, that instrument wasn't a big hit, and it didn't really work out for Mattel. But it didn't really help when a Italian company called Galanti started making something called the Optigan Talentmaker, which is a blatant rip-off of the Mattel Optigan, but with a twist, because they improved it and made it a lot better. Even though the loops are just as funny and they improved like the pitch. And there's this one needs a bit of TLC in terms of getting rid of a bit of hum and everything. But that's one of the it's going into the Roth Händle repair box. There's a lot of stuff that's in that box. But anyway, the sound that I wanted to use on this track is the French horn. And the French horn is one of my favorite instruments. But the Orchestron French horn is a bit different. It sounds like it's been mic'd and recorded in a submarine. The problem was that they mic'd it from the surface, which wasn't too smart, but there you go. The good thing about the advantage with the Orchestron over the Mellotron is because it's a disc that's revolving and there are loops, you've got your infinite sustain chordy thingy. And also you can, it's fully polyphonic as well. Isn't that nice? Because there's no like friction. There isn't the Mellotron thing of having a tape being pulled over a tape head and all that nonsense. The problem is that they weren't really that reliable, the Orchestrons, and very few people actually used them. Patrick Moraz used one with Yes on the Relay album. But the most famous users of the Orchestron is, of course, Kraftwerk, who used it on Trans-Europe Express and Radioactivity. So everyone who was like, how do they make those long Mellotron sustained chordy things? It's like, well, kind of easy. They didn't use the Mellotron, they used an Orchestron. But they used the Mellotron as well, so that was the start of that whole discussion. Anyway, I recorded a line on the Rice Marsh track. Nothing spectacular because I'm a horrible keyboard player. And there you go, a bit of history, a walkthrough of the collection of optical organs that we have here in the studio, and a bit more on the Rice Marsh track. I'm hoping to send it out today. I've been pulled astray by gigs and whatnot, but anyway, there you go, the polyphonic, the Vako polyphonic orchestra. A wonderful instrument. I recommend it highly.